just riding through Miami with a bad bitch. Lamb do tricks. Oh my god, that's a trick flip. Got your bitch on dick.
This is an interesting topic, man. You know what I'm saying? This is an interesting topic. Shout out to my boy Salvage1009 as well, bro. We might have to hop straight into this. This is 10 minutes. And I want to see what he's gonna say. I want to hear this. I should stream this on Twitch, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and listen to this real quick.
Spider-Man PS4 was without a doubt one of the best games of 2018 and will go down in history as a major success that gave Spider-Man the game that he deserved and a game that fans have wanted for years.
Absolutely.
The story was fantastic and delivered an amazing Spider-Man and Peter Parker story that changed enough to make it feel fresh, but kept enough the same so people weren't confused or angry. Everybody wanted more of what we got, and that's exactly what we were promised with The City That Never Sleeps. A story that Insomniac claimed they thought they need to tell. A story they said was being cared for as much as the base story, with multiple suits to go with. There was a lot of excitement with this DLC after hearing so much praise and passion from the people who created it. So naive. The story of The City That Never Sleeps pack is probably the most disappointing and probably the biggest wasted opportunity in this entire game. There was so much they could have done, so much more they could have actually provided, and I think the main reason why we didn't get to see something of high quality was because they only had a month to develop each one.
That's
roughly,
true.
with the exception being the heist, and you could tell based off the cutscenes and writing alone. And I would even go out on a limb to say that Silver Lining probably was being written sooner than what we thought, considering how terrible the writing is in Turf Wars and how little they probably worked on that. These stories
Turf Wars was so trash.
I'm here to explain how Spider-Man PS4's DLC was a decent mess. So the story is Black Cat is stealing a drive or drives because her son is captured, but Spider-Man helps her, but she fucking lied.
She lied like that shit even
DLC was
tricked me.
Mixed for me. On one hand, I enjoyed the story with Black Cat and Spider-Man. They were pretty fun to have around each other. It's alright, and during the time you think that she actually has a son, you feel for her.
Right.
And Peter freaking out because it might be his son is even better. It makes it just so much funnier. And at the end, it just undoes all of that. It literally completely flips all of that on its head just so it could set up Hammerhead. That's ridiculous. The side missions here were also boring, and Black Cat not being a playable character and only a button prompt kinda sucked. Overall, the heist had its moments, but it fell short and didn't deliver something that we were expecting to be something great. Black Cat's dad is a side mission for some reason, telling you to look after Felicia, which is just stupid because she literally doesn't play any part in any of the story after this DLC pack. She comes back out of nowhere to save us in the middle of a goddamn DLC pack, and that's about it. Her dad showing up here makes no sense. And Screwball, my god.
I don't even want to get into the Screwball shit because this bitch, oh my god, so damn annoying, bruh.
All of the villains that you could have brought back from the main story, Kingpin, Mr. Negative, Taskmaster, holy crap, they picked the one that the fans literally disliked the most.
That's what I'm saying.
Screwball. Like, why? Why? Seriously, why? She's annoying, not interesting. I would have preferred a Taskmaster Part 2 rather than a Screwball shouting in my fucking ear for 30 minutes straight. Don't bring her back. The suits that we got here were the UK, the Resilient suit, and the Scarlet Spider's 2 suit. And 1 out of 3 of these are great, in my personal opinion. You know, it really is sucky that we just don't even get to play as some of these suits right out of the gate either. Like, we literally have to play through.
I hated the Resistance suit
story to get the UK suit or whatever, and you get the Resilient suit like right off the bat, or it's vice versa. But either way, you don't get the Scarlet Spider suit until you 100% complete it.
Right.
That's ridiculous. I paid for the goddamn suit. Just give it to me.
Exactly.
They would have had at least like they came out swinging. Like, they came out the gate swinging with some really good suits or some really great suits, but instead we got the UK and Resilient. Okay, this DLC was a 5 out of 10. It had its moments. It had, you know, some element of charm and, of course, you know, effort, but it just wasn't enough.
Turf Wars was so garbage,
The first
bruh.
15 minutes of this DLC reminded me of the first 15 minutes of the main story, but everything else after made me question my existence. It took me 4 days, yes, 4 days to beat this DLC because
I mean, it didn't take me 4 days to beat the DLC. I beat that shit the same night. I beat that shit in like a couple hours. But, no, like, I can see what you're talking about, though. Like, Turf Wars, bro. Turf Wars was by far, in my opinion, the worst one. And it was just too much going on. There's too much going on in this whole thing. Let's get back to it, man. God damn.
I couldn't fucking take it anymore. These stupid ass bases with their goddamn mini gunners and the shield fuckers almost didn't break my PS4 that Bill bought for me. The story, if I should even call it that, had nothing redeemable about it, except maybe Yuri. Yuri had a little bit of an arc in there.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And somehow, they made it even worse after the story, by undoing everything the story led up to. The story was leading up to Yuri going after Hammerhead, and then she finally got to Hammerhead, and blasted Hammerhead right in the head, and he was presumed dead.
Right.
They brought him back to life. Why? What was the point? It would have been so much cooler if we had like Silvermane or
Right.
Wraith. Holy shit, why didn't we do the Wraith thing in part 3?
Damn it.
Like, instead of just having a teaser. It was still a good teaser, and
I mean,
really
Wraith's
excited
probably
for
gonna be in the sequel,
but I can't
so.
believe it. They brought him back 5 seconds after they killed him. This had to be filler for Silver Lining, because there's no chance in hell they put any amount of passion into this pack, and everybody who played it knows it. Screwball's back because she's just filler, clearly, and we don't even catch her, so it's just a waste of time. And the bases, they're bases, which made everybody who played them not want to play this game anymore. You guys remember when I said
these bases
that I
wasn't
was
so
getting
bad.
bored of Spider-Man PS4? It's because after a while, the combat gets very stale. And while Insomniac attempted to keep it fresh with these new enemy types, the new enemy types are not fucking balanced whatsoever. And that's a goddamn fact. They just threw them into the bases with all the other enemies. If you look at all the other enemies in the regular bases in the main game without the DLC, you can clearly see how it's all balanced.
Exactly.
How they're all there to actually serve a purpose to fight Spider-Man.
Right.
These guys just come out of nowhere. Hey, here's my shield coming at you at 50 miles per hour. Here's a minigun that goes up, down, left, right, and just completely obliterates you because it doesn't have any fucking balance to it.
That's a fact.
How obnoxious and repetitive this DLC and gameplay is, and it needs to be at least a little bit more refined in the next one, or I'm going to lose my goddamn shit. The only good thing about this DLC is the suits we got with it. I would have to say that the suits that we got in this DLC are without a doubt the best pack that we had in the entire City Never Sleeps DLC. We got the Mark 1 armor, which is sexy and clean as hell at night. We got the Mangaverse, or
that shit was tough,
which is way better than a vintage suit, just saying. And one of the best suits in the game, the classic.
Yes, sir.
If not for these three, I would probably still be completing Turf Wars, and I would probably not even be alive, because my mom would have found me dead in my chair, looking at the bases in Turf War. This is a 2 out of 10. For this one, it's Silver Sable and Spider-Man.
I like Silver Lining a little bit.
Villain, Hammerhead, who is now not human for some weird reason that is never really given an explanation whatsoever. I think Hammerhead is in this entire DLC pack twice, and one of them is just to have Black Cat magically save Spider-Man after not being in Turf Wars, even though that would have made Turf Wars a hell of a lot better. And then she just gives you a weakness to Hammerhead. Oh, his head isn't as strong as you think. Well, oh, thanks. Now you're leaving. Cool. That's just great right there. God, why? The relationship between Spider-Man and Sable is fantastic, I can't lie. I got the most enjoyment from their dialogue and little moments that actually made me want to see Silver Sable more in the sequel, which is strange, but good. Insomniac just continues their trend of changing characters for the better. Why couldn't you do that with Black Cat? Yuri's side mission was pretty good as well, and set up her story for the next game, which is exciting since we know she might be fighting Spider-Man, which is just
out here murdering niggas
overall. They also set up Mary Jane's story, with her possibly going to a war-torn country, and finally, Miles puts on the mask, which was super exciting to see. We got the annoying bitch Screwball, thank God, and all is good. Oh, I forgot to mention that there's 2 boss battles, and a few pretty good set pieces in this entire DLC. So overall, this, compared to the other 2, didn't do too much different, but it did have excellent chemistry, very good writing, and a flow that reminded me of the main story.
Right.
And actual moments that did take me back to those moments in the main game. Like chasing down Sable when she was in her jet reminded me a lot of the mission where you were, of course, going on the ATV or whatever, the APC, the giant truck, and you're chasing down Mr. Negative. That's what it felt like to me.
That's a fact, because like this is why I like Silver Lining, because it was smooth. It wasn't too flawed. The only thing I didn't like about Silver Lining was Hammerhead being a fucking cyborg. That's the only thing I did not enjoy about that. But other than that, it was pretty smooth and mellow. It was smooth and mellow. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Even in boss battles, even though they were kind of uninspired, lazy, and Silver Sable only does 2 animations, you know, it's still really cool that we got to fight Silver Sable in Hammerhead, finally. So overall, I think that this DLC, compared to the other 2, was amazing. I just wish that they were actually as good as this. And the suits that we got was the Ike Man suit, which was just badass. The Cyborg suit, which actually grew on me a lot. I still think that it needs to stay in the 90s. And Into the Spider-Verse, which was, of course, very awesome.
That's the best
Just a very good DLC at the end of it. It was certainly better than the first DLC. It was really better than the second DLC. I still think that the suits are better than the second DLC, but this pack was definitely, in terms of story, the best one. In conclusion, The City That Never Sleeps could have been so much more. A deep dive into Black Cat's character and changing her for the better, highlighting Hammerhead for once in a video game that really hasn't been done before, and maybe even new villains as a side mission instead of Screwball! This could have been bigger and better than what it was. But at the end of the day, only one of the packs was above average. And after playing through all of the DLC once again, before recording this video, I have to say that this DLC pack was a decent mess. So tell me what you guys think in the comments below. What did you guys think about This City That Never Sleeps? I really want to hear you guys' thoughts. I really thought this was a fun video that kind of just wraps up my thoughts about the DLC. I'm going to have a few more Spider-Man videos before I just completely stop making them and maybe move on to a different game, or maybe try to do a little bit more with Spider-Man. I'm going to continue the Best of Photo Mode later on next week, so it's going to be really cool then. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace.
That was a good ass video, man. That video was amazing. Overall, the DLC was not all that. Like, anytime a person asks me how did I like the City That Never Sleep DLC, man, honestly, bro, I just be like, it wasn't all that. It could have been way better. That's all I say, because it could have been way better. Like, literally, bro, Screwball, you already know she fucked it up completely, like drastically. But I only liked Silver Lining out of the whole DLC. Salvage said only because the story was flowing good. It didn't feel like it was crumbed up. It didn't feel like it was too mashed up into some dumb shit. And yes, they could have brung Taskmaster back instead of Screwball too. Like, if Taskmaster came back, come on, man. Kingpin, I thought Kingpin was gonna come back in Turf Wars and have beef with Hammerhead or something. You know, that shit would have been tough. That would have been hard, man. But hey, man, I don't know what else to say about the situation, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got what we got. We can't do anything about it right now at all. We just gotta wait until the sequel, see what we get in the sequel, man. And that's what we can do. That's all we can do. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, definitely give me a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and please turn on notifications to get notified when I upload and stream, man. Yes, sir. I mean, of course, you know, stream on Twitch. God damn it. Anyway, it's your boy Joseph Witty, man. I'm out of here. Yeah. So it's looking like I can't stream for 90 days on YouTube now. Whatever. I could still upload, but I can't stream because I got a community guideline strike from a video from 2 years ago. A Watch Dogs 2 Let's Play DLC video.